Well, I wanted to address what Lewis just said about having those conversations. Where's the grandmother, the mother, etc. I mean, that's not everybody's reality. Everybody doesn't have a mother or a grandmother or auntie to support them. So when you decide to have that child is yours to raise. So that's just, I mean, we can't give
I, I
everybody the same formula.
I understand that, and unfortunately, I can't cover everybody in every different socioeconomic or life situation. But one thing that I always kind of lean on and talk about is family, community, and building a tribe of people. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't have a grandmother or your mother, God forbid that they might have passed or they just was never there in your life, you garnered the ability to build the tribe of women, to be in concert with women, you know what I'm saying? And in community with women where you can have that. You might have that midwife that can help you in that time. Like I'm trying to come up with a bunch of different solutions and different avenues and different vehicles without coming up with excuses. Because one thing about me, I hate fucking excuses. I try to I come up with solutions every single day. And sort of I find that at times we are culturally bounded by some anvil, imaginary anvil that keeps sinking us to the bottom of the abyss. And I hate that. And I'm trying to for us to think outside our norm and break the cultural mindset that
You keep freezing, please.
Well, to bounce off that, I think the core of what you're frustrated at is the death of multi-generational homes in America. And that has leached off of the majority in this country. Me personally, like, I'm not going to send my mom to a nursing home. Well, hell no. No, there's nothing wrong with having multi-generational households for the exact purpose that you've just said. So I think that's where the bigger frustration comes into is it's okay to have it happen. I don't know why we've gotten to this point where it's got to be like that because
I,
then it would solve the issues if someone's income is worse than the other, like, you know. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I feel like it should be like that. I think the frustration comes from I think black families know that we need to be like that. They talk about that. Why do you kick your kids out instantly at 18? And some people do it at 16. You know what I'm saying? It happened to my brother at 14. You know what I'm saying? So imagine when you older and you're having a kid, they already most of them is expecting you to take care of yourself at 14 to 18 already. So and what's crazy is it did used to be a community thing. When you go back in the day, it used to be community. You could be when it came, I know as far as me and at my age on my block, they could whoop me. The next door neighbor could whoop me. If my mama and them had to work, or if my dad had to work, it was a community thing. And I do feel like that's the reason why we don't have a lot of marriages and love and empathy in our community anymore. Because it got to the point where you better not say nothing to my kid. You better not, you better not look at her. I'll be darned if you tell her what to do what's right.
Don't
She only
touch
gonna
my
listen to
child.
me. Yeah, she only gonna listen to me. So it does get frustrating because it's like you want to make that a solution, but you can't make other people help you. You can't make other people help you. You can't make them love you. You can go out and look for the support, like you said, but then again, you taking away time from making money and doing what you have to do for the kids, and it's just it's a frustrating topic.
That
so let
goes
me
back
ask
to
you a
what y'all
question.
was talking about earlier, though. When
I see it both ways because when I got pregnant, my mom like moved in with me, like when my babies were born. Um, so like down south, it's to me, it's a little bit different. Like I still own my home in Texas. My mom lives in my home. You know, I wasn't gonna like sell it or whatever. Like it's in the family. My mom has a home. It's the homestead. My son is 19 and he literally told my mama, like, I don't have to go anywhere. This is my mom's house. He's like kicking his feet up. But I always feel like as long as I have a house, my kids do too, and my family do too, and it does take a village, and I think that we have gotten away from that as a community. I've heard someone say, "Well, I had a friend that was like, well, he's taking care of his dad. His dad lived with him. I can't talk to him. Why not? This is a free babysitter. Like, what are we doing? You know." So I think that people look down on it for some reason, like when you're sharing your spaces or when your family's here. But I think that just me traveling and being in the military, like being overseas, they don't leave the house until they're married and have kids. Like they're not pushing their kids out the house at 18. Like they're not ready and prepared. You're setting your kids up for failure. You know, you can keep all that money in the house. All that money can stay in the family, and then you get to help each other, and it just creates, a better community. We grew up where everybody went to grandma's house. Like we were all with all of our cousins, and I look at that now, and I'm like, my daughter knows all her cousins. Like seriously, she got home a lot, but it gets to a point where people don't even know their cousins. No, it's no more grandma's house, and that takes away from the community of our environments. And I think that that's very, 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 very important.
I agree because I don't even want to leave the crib until I get. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to leave. I don't want to be out there alone, feeling unsafe. And my family, we're actually looking for a big house in Atlanta until we can, branch off comfortably. But it's not a lot of people doing it, and it's kind of sad.
But that goes back to what y'all was saying earlier about judgment. Is don't worry about what other people think of you and their opinion and all this other shit. When that was the actual thing. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of stuff that I could have done when I was younger, but I didn't do because I didn't want to embarrass my mama. I didn't want my uncle to put hands on me. You know what I'm saying? So, but now nobody gives a fuck. You just do whatever the fuck you want to. Your mama ain't gonna say nothing. Your uncle can't say nothing because your mama gonna snap on him. Uh Miss Miss Gentry down the street, she can't say nothing because the mama gonna cuss her out. You know what I'm saying? So
Or these boys might spaz and smack her.
you know what I'm saying? There's no values and there's no respect. So y'all just talked about not caring what people say, and then we get to this. So we can't have both. We have to pick one and stick with it because both of them come at a cost. So if we're telling people that shouldn't care about other people's opinions and it doesn't matter what they feel or say and all this other shit, then that is going to be a problem because the more generations that come after that, they're going to continue to stretch it further and further. And now we're seeing exactly what we're seeing now.
Yeah, I think it's be careful how where you apply it to. The Don't be careful what people think. You always want to teach your kids to
No,
build your brand.
you have to be careful of what people think always.
That's
You
why I was
have
gonna
you
say
have
you
to
want to
consider
tell.
that.
Yeah, that's why I say it's where you place it. You always want to build your brand. You want to make sure okay, what do you want to be? What's your brand? Okay, go to build your brand. If you want to be a stripper, don't care about what these niggas gonna say because that's your brand. You want to be
Go
a
be the best
doctor.
stripper you
You
can
want to be
be.
a doctor. You don't want to worry about what the gangbangers say when you come home and it's time for you to, do your duty and they talking about you in your scrub because they think you look like a nurse. So that I think when they was talking about don't care what people think, they was talking about like in finding a career. If I don't like this, then okay, yeah, go to this. But that can be applied to different areas of life. Like you don't want to just say this or that. No, it can be applied to different areas of life. You just want to be careful how you say it, and you want to make sure you give context when you say it.